The phone vibrated against the kitchen counter, its buzz slicing through the silence like a scalpel. I froze, my hand hovering over a half-peeled carrot, the blade of the knife trembling in my grip. Her name glowed on the screen. Clara. After 3 weeks of nothing. No calls, no texts, no trace of her in our shared life. It felt like a ghost had reached out from the void. My chest tightened, a cocktail of dread and longing swirling in my veins. Why now? What could she possibly want after disappearing like that? I set the knife down, the clatter against the counter too loud in the empty house. The kitchen smelled of damp wood and the faint tang of onion from last night's solitary dinner. I wiped my hands on a dish towel, the rough fabric ground in me as I stared at her name. My thumb hovered over the answer button, but something, a jagged instinct, stopped me. Instead, I let it ring out, watching the screen dim as a call faded to voicemail. The silence that followed was heavier than before, pressing against my ribs. Clara and I had been married for 7 years, our love a tapestry of quiet mornings and shared laughter, frayed but still holding. Or so I thought. The last month had unraveled everything. It started with small things. Her phone face down on the table, her sudden need for space, her late nights at the gallery where she worked. I'd rationalize it. She's stressed, she's passionate about her art, she's just busy. But the silences grew longer, her excuses thinner, until 3 weeks ago when she left for a work trip and never came back. I played the voicemail, her voice spilling into the room like a melody I'd forgotten. Evan, it's me. I know I've been gone. I'm sorry. Can we talk? I need to know what's happening. Please. Her words were shaky, laced with a panic I didn't recognize. Clara, always composed, always the one to smooth over my rough edges, sounded like she was unraveling. My stomach twisted. Was she scared? Guilty? Or was this just another layer of her carefully curated performance? I sank into a chair, the wood creaking under my weight, and replayed the message. Her plea echoed in my head, stirring a storm of memories. The way she'd linger in the doorway, her auburn hair catching the morning light. The way her laugh could pull me out of any spiral. But also, the way her eyes had started avoiding mine, the way her touch had grown hesitant, like she was already halfway out the door. I'd ignored the signs, chalked them up to my own paranoia. But now, with her voice trembling through the speaker, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, something bigger than a fight or a fleeting affair. I opened my laptop, the screen's glow harsh against the dim kitchen. My fingers hesitated, then typed her name into a search engine, something I'd never done before. Clara's social media was private, but her galleries page was public. I scrolled through photos of art openings, her smile bright in every frame, her arm often around someone, a colleague, a client, I told myself. But one image stopped me cold. Clara, her head tilted back in laughter, her hand resting on the chest of a man I didn't recognize. The timestamp was 2 weeks ago, when she was supposedly in Chicago for a curator's conference. The room spun. My pulse hammered in my ears, drowning out the hum of the fridge. I clicked through more photos, each one a shot in my chest. The man appeared again and again, tall, sharp-jawed, his eyes locked on her like she was the only thing in the room. Comments below the photos were innocuous, professional, but the intimacy in their body language screamed what words wouldn't. I leaned back, my breath shallow, my hands clenching the edge of the table. The wood was cool, grounding, but it couldn't stop the flood of questions. Who was he? How long had this been going on? And why, after weeks of silence, was she suddenly desperate to talk? I called her back, my heart a drumbeat in my throat. She answered on the first ring. Evan, thank God, she breathed, her voice raw. I've been so worried. Why haven't you answered my texts? Texts? I spat, my voice sharper than I intended. You haven't sent me anything in weeks. Clara, you vanished. No note, no explanation. And now you're worried. There was a pause, long enough to hear the faint hum of traffic in the background. I sent you messages, she said, her voice cracking. I thought you were ignoring me. I thought... She stopped, and I could hear her breathing, unsteady, like she was fighting tears. Evan, where are you? I'm at the house, and you're not here. The house. Our house. I glanced around the kitchen. the peeling paint on the cabinets, the coffee mug I hadn't washed in days. "I'm here," I said, my voice flat. "Where are you really, Clara?" "I'm home," she insisted, her tone rising. "I got back this morning. I've been trying to reach you. I thought something happened to you." My grip tightened on the phone. "Something did happen," I said, the words cold, deliberate. "I saw the photos. The gallery. Him." Silence. It stretched so long I thought the call had dropped. Then a small, broken sound, a sob, or maybe a gasp. "Evan, it's not what you think," she whispered. "Please, let me explain." "Explain." I laughed, a bitter, jagged sound. "You left me, Clara. You disappeared, and now I find you laughing with some guy while I'm here wondering if you're even alive. What's there to explain?" "I didn't leave you," she said, her voice trembling but firm. "I was scared. I found something, Evan, in your office. Letters, emails, from her." My blood ran cold. "Huh." The word landed like a punch, stealing my breath. I knew who she meant. Laura, my old college friend, who'd reached out last year after her divorce. We'd emailed, met for coffee once, nothing more. But I kept the emails, hadn't deleted them, because they felt harmless. Or so I thought. "Clara, that was nothing," I said, my voice shaking now. "You know that." "Do I?" She shot back, her words sharp with pain. "You never told me about her. I found those emails, and I panicked. I thought you were pulling away, that you were hiding something. So I left to clear my head. And yes, I met someone at the gallery, but it wasn't what you think. I was lonely, Evan. I was breaking." The room felt smaller, the air thicker. My mind raced, piecing together the fragments. Her silence, her absence, the man in the photos. It wasn't just a betrayal. It was mine, too, however small, however unintended. I'd kept secrets, let her doubt fester. And now we were here, two people drowning in mistrust. "Clara," I said, my voice barely above a whisper, "what's happening to us?" "I don't know," she said, her voice breaking. "But I'm home. I want to fix this. Please, Evan, come home." I stared at the phone, my thumb hovering over the end call button. The kitchen was silent again, the carrot still half-peeled on the counter, the knife glinting in the dim light. I thought of her standing in our living room, waiting for me, her eyes searching for the man she'd loved. I thought of the emails, the photos, the lies we'd both told ourselves. And then, with a clarity that cut deeper than any blade, I spoke. "Clara," I said, my voice steady, final, "I want a divorce." The line went quiet, but I could feel her shock, her heartbreak, radiating through the silence. I hung up before she could respond, the weight of my words settling into my bones. The kitchen closing around me, the walls whispering all the things we'd never said. And as I sat there, alone, I realized the betrayal wasn't just Hayes, or mine. It was ours, built on years of unspoken truths, now crumbling under their weight.